A couple times a year, I would see the same issues coming into the transportation office at Robins Air Force Base. A member would relocate to Robins Air Force Base, their household goods would come in damaged, and they would get an offer from the moving company for 10 to 20 cents on the dollar for their busted items, and they had no leverage to fight it. I spent 8 years in the household goods department in the transportation office at Robins Air Force Base. So in this video, we're going to go through some of the mistakes that military members make when they're doing their military relocation so they can get the claim value that they're supposed to for their damaged items, or better yet, prep in advance before the movers get there so they don't receive nearly as much damage in the first place. So let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Chris, your real estate problem solver. I'm a real estate agent in the Middle Georgia area working with military relocations at Robins Air Force Base. So no matter where you are, I've got a full network of real estate agents all across the country. So if you need a realtor at Origin before you PCS to Robins Air Force Base, reach out to me and I can help you get set up with an agent in your area to take care of the house that you're leaving. And when you get here, I'll help you find the perfect house for you here. So the first mistake that a lot of military members make when they're doing their household goods move is that they don't document the value of the items that they have that are getting moved. As a military member, you already know that you're going to be moving at least 2 or 3 times throughout your career. I've had some people that have moved up to 14 times, and they got into a good habit of keeping receipts of all your items. Talking about TVs, talking about the kitchen table, the couch, the microwave, the toaster, everything. Always keep those receipts, because if, only if, those items get damaged in the move, then you have value on paper of what you paid for the property, which is good leverage to make sure that you can submit those for the damage claim and they know that you know what the value of the property is. Otherwise, they're going to go online, they're going to find out what a current item is, base level, and they're going to try to offer you the lowest that they can. Now keep in mind, moving companies are indeed contractors, which means they get a set price for doing a set job. They don't get paid by the hour, which means the faster they get the job done, the sooner they get paid and they move on to the next job. Unfortunately, with the way of contractors of any kind, the sooner they get paid, the sooner they go to the next job, which means they're going to try to move as fast as possible, and mistakes do get made. So as a second mistake that a lot of military members make when they're doing their household goods move is not supervising the moving company. Don't just sit on the couch and watch TV while they're packing up your stuff. Make sure to walk around. If they're putting a lot of delicate stuff in one box, ask them to make sure that they wrap them up and protect them more. Another mistake a lot of people make when they're doing their household goods move is not taking pictures. Make sure to take good pictures and good videos of all items before the moving company arrives. As a matter of fact, we had one situation where a military member came in, they unpacked their TV, they put it on the wall, they plugged it in, and they got the blue screen, everything was fine. But then when they ordered cable and tried to get the TV to work, it didn't work. All they got was a blue screen. So video the TV actually working, video the radio actually working. That way you show that it did indeed work before the movers got there, and you've got a little bit more leverage when you file your damage claim. So before you get to destination and you find out that your household goods are damaged, here's a little rundown of the damage claim process. What I usually tell people is to go to Military One Source, and there's a page that talks about personal property claims. Now there's 2 ways that you can file a claim. The movers are going to give you a form to file a damage claim for their company. But then also you want to make sure that you file a damage claim through the DPS system and make sure that you have an official damage claim record with the government. That way you hit them from both sides. It's more public, it's more notorious, and it's in the public light a little bit more, so they're more likely to give you a proper claim adjustment when the time comes. Now, when your household goods arrives and you find anything that's damaged, you've got 180 days to file a claim on anything that is damaged. But I would not suggest waiting that long. Go through the boxes as soon as you can and check everything over. If there is anything that is damaged, make sure to take a picture of that damaged item as soon as possible and record the item number from your inventory list of which item it is that's damaged. Now, a lot of movers will mark a single box as books or decor or dishes. Well, unfortunately, if there's one dish in that box that's damaged, makes it a little bit tough to file a claim on it, because the more details that you can give on your damage claim, the more likely you are to be able to get full value for your claim. Of course, as the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So let's go over some things that you can do to prepare your house before the movers get there to ensure that you have the best move and you have the least amount of damages as possible in your household goods move. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you to do is go through the house and clean everything. Wipe down the dishes, do the laundry, fold everything nice and neat. Make sure to do the dusting and the vacuuming and all that good stuff, and get rid of anything that you don't need or you're not going to expect to need at destination. If you've got items in the attic that you haven't used in 6 or 8 months, go ahead and get rid of them. Other items that are really susceptible to damage, unfortunately, Walmart bookshelves or anything that's made of particle board and cardboard and just was really intended to be a temporary piece of furniture that's not really expensive and it's just doing a quick job for you right now. Those items are not really meant for long haul transportation, and those are the most common items that are going to get damaged because they're not able to hold up to the bouncing around and the shuffling and the moving. So those items are most likely they're going to get damaged. So might as well go ahead and just leave them at origin or sell them at a yard sale. Another thing you can do to make sure that your household goods gets delivered to destination in the condition that they were originally in is make sure to supervise, like I already mentioned. But on top of that, when you see them packing up, for example, the lampshades, a lot of times they will pack a lampshade in one box by itself so it doesn't get damaged. But a lot of movers forget to mark on the box top load or fragile. So if you see them packing up your decor, the silk flowers, or anything that might be fragile or get crushed if the box doesn't hold up, make sure that they mark it fragile or top load or light. Dishes are going to be heavy so they can hold up, so they're going to mark those heavy. That way when they put them on the truck, they know not to put the dishes on top of the lampshade. Now, with that being said, that's another thing that you're going to have to supervise. A lot of times the movers get in a hurry and they'll throw a lot of different stuff in one box, which is typically fine. At the same time, you want to make sure that they put the heavy stuff on the bottom, the light stuff on top, and they pack the box with paper on the bottom and on the top. The bottom is to soak up any moisture that might actually get in if it gets set down on a wet piece of concrete or get spilled on it. The items inside are still good, but the paper on top is part of the packing materials, because these boxes have a burst rating, and if the boxes are not full, then you put 3 or 4 boxes on top of them, the chances of them get crushed go way up. So make sure that they pack these boxes as full as possible. Number one, because a full box can hold up better than a box that's got a lot of air in it. Number two, the government is paying for each box that they use. Sometimes these movers will try to fill up a box only halfway and use extra boxes to make a little bit more money. That's where you're supposed to supervise and make sure that they use every square inch of the inside of that box. So your job is going to be to make sure that the movers fill up the box as much as feasible and not overstuff it, but at the same time still fill it up to where it can do its job. And again, if you're getting orders soon and you're going to be moving to Robins Air Force Base or anywhere in the world, make sure to reach out to me and I can get you in touch with a local real estate agent in my network, and they can help you take care of the house side of it. And then if you're coming to Robins Air Force Base, reach out to me and I'll help you find a house that best suits your needs. I just finished up getting a VA loan assumption for a military member that's heading this way in the next couple weeks. We've already closed on the house. It's already been approved, and they've got the house sitting here ready for them, so they won't have to do temporary storage, SIT. So storage in transit is another place where your items can get damaged because of more that boxes get handled and moved, the more chances there are for it to get hangar rash. And if you're on the flight line, you know what hangar rash is. Moving stuff around, banging up against walls. The more it gets handled, the more it gets damaged. If you've got a house that's already sitting here ready to go, then you can get a direct delivery and it only gets handled a couple times rather than a dozen. Now, if you've got any questions about your household goods move, make sure to reach out to me and I'll help you any way I can. And I'll see you here at Robins Air Force Base.